So, do we want to know how Viktor Orbán is doing next week? See if I can just... There. He is stepping into social diplomacy and strategic control after a period of turbulence. He is sociable, building bridges and celebrating a new understanding. It could mean talks, meetings, or symbolic gestures of unity. There's a lot of energy of unity now, like we're supposed to come together, have communication and community and be part of a group. Still be ourselves, still be our authentic self, but be in a community. He is not isolating this week. He is networking, possibly celebrating a small political win or improved relationship. There's fresh energy around him, a new chapter or reset. He might take a risk or make an unexpected move that feels like a clean slate. It's light, spontaneous energy, possibly signaling a new tone or a new partnership approval. He wants completion and recognition, brings something full circle, a long negotiation, diplomatic process, or policy cycle. So he wants something to end, and that's not like surprising because we are still in Scorpio season, and Scorpio season for me is kind of dull because everything just needs to end to get something else to start. And if you're not that familiar with or feel comfortable with ending, nothing new never ever starts. Like you have to be the one that closes stuff down because the universe is not always doing that for us, and then you can sail through Scorpio seasons or Scorpio energy without what needs to be closed down actually closing down. You just hold on for dear life, and then Scorpio season is over and you are still hanging on to whatever needed to close down, and then you do the circle again. But he wants it something to kind of end. He avoids total collapse or confrontation. So he has something that he kind of sidestepping. He may be trying to contain damage or rebuild quietly after something that recently shook his position. I don't know what that is. I haven't heard anything. Any instability is handled carefully instead of letting it all explode. Have you heard something? I haven't. He got some clarity and declaration, perhaps from a speech, stalemate, or decision that cut through confusion. He is now acting from that new clarity or insight. He should not chase superficial excitement or force an emotional restart. This warns against impulsively grabbing at any opportunity just to feel something new. Don't act out of boredom. I didn't know he did that. He is a Gemini, isn't he? And the warning often during like Gemini season is, I want to go and do something. Is it because I'm bored? Like I want to go and have coffee. Is it because I'm bored, or is it some other, like I need the caffeine to get by, or and often if you ask yourself that question during Gemini, I think he's a Gemini, during Gemini season, then the answer often is that you're bored. So the cards say that don't do anything just because you're bored next week, Victor. The strategic, disciplined, and truthful use. Be strategic, disciplined, and truthful. Use intellect, data, and precision. Smart statesman. Play chess, not checkers. He should focus on logic and communication. Perhaps release a sharp, well-timed statement or plan. Is he working on something? Because it's like there behind closed doors. It's like in between the words. Like he's doing something, but he's not telling us. Either internal disputes or external political friction are calming down. So whatever like arguments he has had is starting to fizzle out. There is more agreement and compromise in the air. Support for dialogue and resolution rather than drama. So if he can kind of contain being like bored with all of this, and I do agree with him, this is boring. Like we need to close something down, and when people refuse to close stuff down, it gets really boring for everybody else because we kind of want to move forward. I like momentum. I have no idea. Like closing down stuff doesn't mean that it is all bad. It just means that something else is coming around the corner. So support for dialogue and resolution rather than drama. Walk away from what's emotionally draining or no longer meaningful. He may need to detach from outdated relationships or alliances, choosing long-term peace over short-term pride. At the end, he gets freedom and relief. He breaks out of restriction or mental constraint. By the end of the week, he'll feel less trapped. It is a liberating outcome, clarity and momentum after stagnation. So he was stuck there for a while. With EU, they see him as valuable for once and stable. But there's stalemate. No, you don't say. This shows a pause in conflict. Neither side wants escalation. They may quietly manage things behind the scenes, focusing on stability and practical issues like economics and funding. Maybe he's working on his like energy issue or something, and they actually get along for once. Maybe he I don't think he sees things differently. But EU might not challenge him over it. Could be. I don't see him changing his position. I don't know. With Trump, strong alignment and shared vision. Maybe he benefits from association with Trump, like power circles again. Trump like power circles again. Do I think that is kind of a meeting coming up? I don't know. Something with Trump, and he benefits from it, from being associated with him. With Putin, fresh opportunity, new energy, perhaps a new deal or renewed dialogue, but with clearer balance. They may discuss cooperation where both gain something tangible, no longer one-sided dependency. Yeah, I think it was good for Viktor to kind of get in the middle. I said that I think in his last reading for this week that he felt like the balance was off. If he just moved like into the middle instead of like being on Putin's side, because it was very heavy on the Russian president's side, and he can take care of himself. Like he has everything he needs. He has all the people he needs, and he will say through this. Like he will be fine. So Viktor didn't need to be leaning so hard on that side of the kind of balancing and kind of leave EU completely by themselves on the other side. So he needed to kind of shift more towards the middle, and he would gain more of what he wanted when he kind of moved. So I think he's going to start to see it and feel it next week. Like, wait a minute. But that also means that don't destroy it, don't self-sabotage by being bored and then go out and do something that kind of undermine it. It is the statesman, it is the logic, I think when it comes to Viktor Orbán, I think he has that quality. He actually could be a real statesman, but then he gets bored, or he gets like self-sabotage mode, or he So he just says something that doesn't make sense or isn't logical, or he does something that makes EU angry, or he, just so kind of steered apart or do something which undermines what he actually wants and what he actually can get. Because if he next week, if he manage that kind of underlying shady side of himself, he will see how it actually feels and looks like to be someone that maybe could be a bridge between Russia and EU, maybe actually get along with EU even if they aren't on the same page. EU needs to learn to kind of manage. Not everybody like 100% want everything that EU stands for. I think I was listening to Serbia and his talk about like they really want to be in EU, but they don't support everything 100%. And EU doesn't want, like, they don't want Serbia because of the issues that Serbia has, but they want Ukraine despite all the problems that Ukraine has, and they like makes absolutely no sense to me. So I think that Viktor Orban, I think the universe is asking him, do you really want this? Like, do you really want to be the statesman? Do you really want to get along with both sides? Do you really want to be the bridge? Because you can be someone that people actually listens to instead of shoving like on the side, or be someone that people actually dare to say what they truly feel or think about a proposal from the Russians. Or do you really want, then you have to change how you do things. You have to become this, and you must stop do this, because if he kind of circles back to how he used to do stuff, he will be like back in the same place that he used to be, like very much attached to Putin because he is kind of shut out from everybody else. Now the universe is asking him like, okay, do you really want this? But then you have to kind of work your way through it until it becomes like a natural part of him. Like, this is natural. I still can speak to the Russian president and I'm not pissing off EU. I can speak with my EU colleagues and they actually do confide in me that maybe this proposal was something that they really wanted to take. They just didn't say it. And he needs to be kind of trusted and so on and so forth. So I don't know if this is going to it's hard to change this much. So I don't know if he's going to follow through or if he's going to self-sabotage. If he self-sabotage, then he will be back at the beginning. But if he's mindful, if he can control that side of himself, it's just a week. Like, just move past it. And then he has a new challenge the week after that. So I don't know. It looks good for him. It is an interesting time, and it's kind of a test. It feels like the last thing, have you learned or not, type thing.